Before the movie. Today's movie is not suitable for everyone. So big viewer discretion advised. Hey guys. Today we gonna see 2013 movie called Avenged. It is so intense movie. That shows sweet revenge. Please like and subscribe. Film open with Zoe and her mother. Looking at a car, and her mother told her it is her new car. It was her late father's car. When Zoe tells her mother that she wants to move in with her long-distance boyfriend, her mother is reluctant to let her drive by herself since she is deaf and would be unable to call for assistance if she needed it. Despite her reservations, Zoe's mother allows her to go alone on her way to her boyfriend. She stop in the middle of desert and take picture of herself and send it to her boyfriend and continue driving while she is distracted with texting. She almost hit someone with her car. Also, when she look through her window, she see group of gang running of a men. She try to save the other men, but the gang catch her. One of the gang stab the men, and when she try to escape by running, one of the gang shot her in the leg. The next scene shows Zoe is abducted and brutally raped by several members of a degenerate local gang, descendants of the people who wiped out the Apache tribe inhabiting the lands over 200 years ago. The preserved skull of the Apache chief, Rick Mora, is kept by them as a spoil of war, while the gangs was playing poker. One of the gang called West told Trey they have to kill Zoe because people will come look for her when she doesn't show up. Trey want to keep her, so he make bet if he win in the poker he will keep her, but if West win, he will kill her. Eventually West win the game. Meanwhile Zoe have freed herself, and when she start to run, West catch her and brutally stab her and buried her. Only for an elderly Native American man, graveyard keeper Grey Wolf, Joseph Running Fox, to attempt to bring her back through a ritual. However, the resurrection ceremony also brings back the spirit of the Apache war chief Mongus Coloradus, who was killed by an ancestor of one of the gang that raped Zoe. The chief, possessing Zoe's body, starts to hunt down her murderers. Zoe find a payphone and call her boyfriend because she was deaf. They couldn't understand each other. But her boyfriend hang up and trace the call. Meanwhile Zoe see a police. When she try to go to him, she see it as one of her rapists. He was going to a bar. She goes to bar and brutally killed everyone in the bar. And she flee. Grey Wolf finds Zoe and explains what has happened to her, warning the possessed woman that her flesh will continue to rapidly decay, and for both Zoe and the chief to know peace, they must be avenged quickly. When the gang see their friend is dead, they become very angry when they try to leave the scene. Dean, Zoe's boyfriend, asked them if they have seen Zoe, but they were rude and told him to go. He told that she recently called him with a payphone. Then they become concerned. West told them that can't be true, because he stabbed her and buried her, so she can't be alive. Trey asked him where he buried her. West told him. When they look for her, she was nowhere to be found. Everyone start to panic. After a number of the gang are killed, disemboweled, shot with arrows and scalped, the remaining ones decide to abduct Zoe's boyfriend, Dane, who has followed Zoe's trail in search of her. They succeed, loading up on weaponry and barricading themselves in an improvised fortress which they surround with myriad traps. Zoe, in return, is gifted with a long-buried tomahawk and a knife, which once belonged to the murdered war chief. She eventually hunts down all of the gang except for Trey, Rodney Rowland, who is the direct descendant of the chief's own murderer. When she tells him to walk in hell, the last words spoken to the chief before he was decapitated, Trey realizes what has been happening, and flees to the graveyard, torturing Grey Wolf for information on how to put Apache ghosts to rest. Zoe, meanwhile, murders the rest of Trey's family, while Dane, learning that she is alive, heads to the sacred Apache grounds as well. Trey desperately tries to bury the skull in order to pacify the spirit, but fails to finish before Zoe appears. After fighting her off with a chainsaw, he is defeated and beheaded, completing the war chief's revenge, but leaving Zoe's body broken and ruined. Dane finds her upper half trying to bury itself. After the tragic pair express their love one final time, Dane, in an act of mercy, cremates Zoe's remains, liberating both souls into the afterlife. The cabin.
Please subscribe for more movie